Welcome to part 3 of this depressing fucking story I'm telling. So, if you haven't seen the first two parts, watch part 27 of this Let's Play, and watch part 1 of
Watch day 96 of
Jump
day
Rope.
96?
Yeah, day 96 of Jump Rope Challenge. So, continue on from this story. If you all didn't know, please watch those parts. Everything will make sense if you watch them in chronological order. But going from what I was saying, middle school fucking sucked. I had no friends. I made it clear to myself that I would never make friends because I was scared of being manipulated, and I was honestly terrified of every single person in the fucking world because I thought they were out to fucking get me. Because, oh, look at this guy. He's fucking autistic. He's a special needs kid. He fucking has all these problems that, he's lucky to have fucking all this support shit. And look at us. Like, that wasn't the case. I honestly thought I was going to get bullied every single fucking step of the way. I was in fear. I didn't want to get too close to people because I didn't want to tell them what I had, and I didn't know what they would think. Or if they would make fun of me. Because, my siblings almost died, or my fucking mother has this disease. I don't know what to fucking think. I was scared. And I didn't know what to do. So, I made myself miserable. I was grouchy in front of people. I acted like this fucking invincible tough guy so people wouldn't bully my brother and people wouldn't bully me. But sooner or later, my inherited father's side showed up, which being, and my brother knows, the anger.
Oh, yeah.
And the other kids saw it, and I didn't want them to see it, and it started getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I was thinking, what the fuck is going on with me? And I honestly didn't do because I was in a ignorant bliss. But the truth was, I was hurting inside and I needed therapy. Is that V?
No, it's my friend Dan.
But
Oh, shit. I didn't know you'd actually text me. Messenger. Is it Discord? Is it Discord or Messenger?
right, so going through middle school, it was hell. I was
Messenger.
in a fear of constant bullying, so I became this untouchable figure.
Messenger.
I had a few friends, but I had a few things and outstanding moments because I was afraid of what people would think of me if they would make fun of me. And they were honestly trying to open me up, but I was just so fucking stubborn and was so scared about being manipulated again that I never let people in. I wish I did earlier. So much earlier. I wish I did, but I didn't. But okay.
My friend probably wants me to go over his house.
And here's the next thing I was going to talk about. I know, my platform, but I'm going to focus on the story.
Yeah.
Going with now girlfriends, because of part 1, right?
Oh, God.
If Joe remembers part 1, you know exactly where this is going. During these times, did I ever think once that I wanted to be like everyone else? I wanted to have a girlfriend. I wanted to do all this. All the cool kids are doing it. Why can't I? So, I tried. But then I thought about it. And I'm like, what could be the dangers? Then I saw health class. And then I started seeing patterns of women being hurt and them not being okay and all this shit. And then I sat and I'm like, oh my fuck. I could have been like that to some random girl and I wouldn't even know it. I could have been hurting a girl for all I fucking knew. Doing this stuff to her because it's just out of boy desire. And that fucking sat with me, my dudes. It fucking sat. And I honestly, when I did saw health class, it was kind of a little bit of a wake-up call. But I really just wanted a fucking girlfriend because I was alone, and I didn't know how to talk to my fucking parents. I don't know what the fuck to do. I was alone. I felt so alone. And that was when, in the almost the last day of middle school, I couldn't fucking take it anymore. I opened up into a crying pile of mess. And my brother doesn't know this story, but almost near the last day of middle school, I was sent to the nurse's office,
Oh yeah,
the guidance
I think
counselor,
I kind of remember
and
this.
I just let it all out. I was a crying mess.
So that was the day you were coming home in a sopping mess. I remember that.
And my mother, for the first time,
Was worried.
heard about some of the things that I was not okay. And then my mother finally suggested to me, do you need a therapist?
Because I had one at the time, and so did my sister.
So she tried to get me into a therapist. The first ones didn't really fucking work. They weren't really there with my needs and help me out with a lot of everything. But going back to the guidance counselor office, I was a fucking crying mess. And for a moment, in the crying despair, crying to God to keep me alive because of all those thoughts I've had, and for all those moments of dark despair, that I would not be fucking damned and be thrown away like yesterday's garbage. And crying myself into almost getting to near salvation. There, I saw what almost seemed to be an after image of my mother's father.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And
Sorry.
I saw it, like, okay, so, again, when I was in my crying despair, and out of a notice, I could literally fucking see my deceased grandfather I never met, my mother's father, in spirit, in limbo. And I heard him as he told me this. If you were to kill yourself now, what would your mother think? And then I stopped. And those words, they probably weren't his, but I heard him say it. Those words really got me to think, if I end it now, what will my brother think? How will my sister react? And then I sat. And I know them too well that they would probably not be able to handle it. So then I told myself that I was going to be better for them. And that I was going to do better for them. That I wouldn't do drugs for them. I wouldn't put myself in these situations for them. I wouldn't do anything stupid for them. That's what I told myself. I promised myself that I would never, ever do anything to trouble my family ever again. And so from that moment on, I started seeing therapy. And honestly, when I left middle school, it was probably the best fucking moment that I ever felt in my life. Because I'm like, I finally felt like I left hell itself.
But then a lot of other stuff happened which has nothing to do with him, so we're
But
not going to talk about it.
Regardless, for the first time in my life, I even fucking smiled for real.
And I was shocked. I remember
And
that.
I was gone from the fucking stresses that was middle school, and I wanted to start somewhere fresh, somewhere that nobody knew that I was a dick, nobody knew my problems.
Whatever, you got first place.
There would be
or second.
somebody that would eventually know this, but going into high school, I thought it was a fresh start. And, I was going to go through everything. I still had those thoughts of, maybe I can get a girlfriend, but I was still seeing therapists and everything else. But, and I kept seeing these things about, sex and violence and everything else, and everything I could possibly see. And I would see these girls in my school just talking about how evil their boyfriends are and how they would do this shit to them. And I kept thinking about it, and hearing stories, and I even heard stories about boys, some of my guy friends being victimized by women, and my brother being a victim to a woman. And I sat there for a moment saying, do I need a girlfriend right now?
I'll be right back, bro.
I know this video is going to be long, but I need to get this out of my chest. To be real. When I was going through high school, I was lost. I had no friends. I had no one. And I met these kids around these shops, and honestly, one day at a table, I cried. And they're like, why are you crying, dude? And I'm like, I finally have friends. First time in my life I have friends. I didn't care that they were going to leave me. I just knew that I could walk away high school knowing that I made friends. And that was big for me because I wanted friends for so fucking long. And I finally did. And when I was going through shops, I stumbled upon this one shop which did become my major. Culinary. There were so many nice people there, and they didn't care about my autism. They didn't care about anything. They just wanted me to work hard. And I saw this as an opportunity. 1, to get myself off my depressed ass. 2, to become a better person by working with these kids so I can become a better brother. And 3, to forgive myself. So I worked through that shop like no one's fucking business. I worked hard. I listened to the teachers. I did everything they fucking told me to do. Because I wanted to work hard on myself. I did everything they wanted me to do. I almost got good grades in my related class. I listened to the teachers. I listened to everything they fucking said. Because from that moment on, when I was sitting through internet, probably was one of the worst moments in my life when I got the stomach bug, because I really wanted to get into video game design, but that didn't happen. But I sat there for a moment when, okay, I know I'm going too fast, but when I did get a stomach bug through one of the shops, I was upset and I didn't get it. So then I sat for myself in the moment when I was in the final week, when I was in a freshman, and I'm like, well, I told myself, think for a moment, Zach, that culinary shop, they really wanted you there. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime that you will probably never get ever again. So I sat and sat and sat, and I joined culinary. And that would be the journey, and eventually the realization of Dry Crunch. Dry Crunch was made to prevent me from doing stupid things like going on toxic relationships, drugs, alcohol, and going into abusive relationships. Dry Crunch was something to make me forget about my loneliness, to make me forget about anything, and help me go back to my original roots when I was a kid, a gamer. And for a while, it was going really well. I was making friends in high school. I was doing everything I could. Then we go to modern day, and you know what happened. The rest is history. My channel got deleted because of COPPA. I left college. I'm working now, and I've been on a roller coaster for the last decade. And Dry Crunch was something for me to be proud as a gamer, and to be proud of myself, and to show myself to the world. And I told myself I would never harm people. I would almost agree with their opinions. I would never downplay their opinions ever. And that I would just play games and make people happy. That was my promise to myself, and the continued promise that I keep doing. Dry Crunch now is just something to keep me going through, to keep me making me remember these promises I made 4 years ago, and something to help me forward. And to be clear, from the first part up till now, I told you this story so you can at least believe me that I would never harm you on the internet, I would never use you for a manipulating game, and I would never use you for my fucking power. And that's why I refuse to do collabs. That's why I refuse to honestly go to conventions. That's why I refuse. Because I do this because I want to enjoy being a gamer. And that I promised myself these things, that I would never ever hurt people. And like still the constant fear of hurting someone is still looming in my fucking mind. So that's why you see the crappy setup, you see the crappy videos, you see the sneezing and everything. It's not done on accident or purpose. It's just who I am. And I wanted people to, if they do see me in public, to see that's just who I am, or if I'm rough, then that's because I probably don't fucking trust you yet. It takes a while to know what I'm thinking and who I am. And possibly because I'm scared that you're probably going to mug me or something. But other than that, I want to be very clear about my intentions for this channel and everything else. That's why I told the 3-part story. So if you guys really want to know, please fucking listen to that story. I really, really, really want you to listen to this story. From Jump Rope Days 96 through Super Mario Bros. 35 parts 27, 28. Because that's the full complete story of why I do this channel, why I do everything that I do, and I'm going to edit almost anything that has involved mixed audiences and get rid of that and just say adult audiences. From this moment on. In the past, I made some rash decisions because I didn't know what to think, and from now on, I will stop myself before I do any more announcement videos or anything else, to be clear. Life hasn't been a real charmer for me, but I keep going on and going on and going on no matter what. I hope you guys will too. And also that's why I don't use other media platforms to talk to my friends. And to my friends out there, I'm sorry for not talking to you and ever recalling your calls. It's just that I don't want to talk to you. I'm just too busy. And I kind of forget. I'm forgetful sometimes. But, oh, I needed to get that out of my chest. I really, really needed to. So to be clear throughout this entire story, I never want to hurt you guys. I'm never going to use this channel to get anything with anyone. And that I'm just going to be me. And trust me, I made these promises for a reason. Alright. Now that's done. I'm going to move on from this. And if something were to happen, if anything else, just please look at these videos. And if something does happen to me, just know that. Just remember me as the guy who just honest to God just played videos for fun and never for fame. You guys can subscribe and whatnot. But just know that I'm always thinking about whatever else, and I am taking care of myself, and I am seeing a therapist, and I will never, ever harm you. Ever. Just to be clear. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this weird part story. If you do want to hear this story from start to finish, watch Jump Rope Day 96, Super Mario Bros. 35 part. The last video of this, and watch this video if you really want to get this full story.
So Jump Rope Day 96 and Super Mario 35 part 27, 28.
Yep, that's the full story.
Yep.
Why did this story start? Because I saw something and I just wanted to be clear about if you see suspicious behavior. Because I know it. This current platform, this current year, there's been a lot of YouTubers confessing that they've been attacking people and harming them and manipulating them, and it's just horrible. And I wanted to be clear that that's not me. I'm not with that fucking crowd. Because honestly, guys, if I was doing that, I don't think I would be making videos right now. Because that's just how I am. I never wanted to hurt people's feelings. Ever to begin with. Because that's just what kind of a person I am. Alright. See you guys later. Peace. Don't worry, I'll be better in the next video. I just got everything off my chest. Later.